How to never get denied for business credit, you guys. Domino's, it is upsetting. It's frustrating because you don't even know why you're getting denied, right? Well, that's what we're talking about in today's training. We're going to be talking about exactly what you need to do to fix it and the next steps so that you can relax and you can know what you can do to get approved. I'm Dominique, and I've been in the lending space since 2019. And since then, I've helped businesses secure over 5 million in funding, and that number continues to grow. I've built DFX, a financial literacy and funding platform that helps entrepreneurs establish a credible foundation, then matches those founders to funders, even if denied by traditional banks. I absolutely love this space. I love entrepreneurship. It literally changed my life, and it can do the same thing for you, you guys. So you already know here on the Domino Effect, we are dedicated to absolutely providing you with all the information that you need so that you can get all the resources and know what you got to do to get out there and access capital you need, right? People are literally charging thousands of dollars for this information, guys, but you are here. You are the first domino in your chain to propel yourself forward, right? So all I ask is that you do me a favor, that you hit that like button, that you hit that subscribe button so that I can continue to make free training and courses just like this one. So let's get into it. Well, the first thing is there's two main types of credit cards that you're going to be applying for, okay? Those are the ones that are based on your personal credit quality and ones that are going to be based on your business credit quality. So these are all the things that you need to know. Now, you should know which of these types of credit that they're actually going to be looking at when it comes to you, when it comes to your applicant. And there's a few ways that you can do this, guys. If you're working with DFX, well, we already tell you how to do this because it's part of our finance suite. The finance suite that we have, it literally maps out everything for you, tells you exactly what you qualify for, and also which vendors are actually reporting to the business credit agencies. So this is everything that you need to know so that you can get approved, okay? But guys, real talk, if you're going to be doing this on your own, then the first thing you're going to want to do is know that it is going to take a little bit longer. So, but you can do this, right? You can do it on your own, but there's a few things that you're going to want to ask the credit issuer first, a couple questions that you want to get into. All right, so where are they looking? What bureaus are they pulling from? And where do they report the credit that you're actually given? Okay, so that's where are they looking? Where are they pulling this information from? And then where are they reporting the credit that you're actually given? So you're typically going to get two answers, okay? First, if they're looking at your personal or your consumer credit report, right? It's reporting there. Or they're going to be looking at your business credit reports, okay? They're separate, two separate things, you guys. If they're looking at your personal credit, then that's what your approval is going to primarily be based upon, right? Your personal credit score, your profile, your habits, your characteristics, things like that. So typically these type of cards are unsecured, okay? That means that there's no collateral required for you to get these. It's not based on any type of assets, okay? So now business credit cards, these are also no doc accounts, okay? No doc credit cards, meaning you don't need to supply financial statements like tax returns. You don't need to supply P&Ls. You don't need to supply all of this in projections, all of that. So that means your approvals aren't even based on your revenue either, right? So if you're applying for business credit cards and they're looking primarily at your personal credit, then you want to make sure that you hit those requirements, okay? You want to make sure that you're living up to those standards, okay? You don't want to be applying for things that you don't qualify for because all it's going to do is put hard hits on your account, especially if you're applying at some of the major banks, okay? So some of the ones that I would avoid if you don't qualify are banks like Wells Fargo, banks like, Bank of America, Chase. Some of these larger regional banks, these major banks, they don't have subprime options for you. They're looking for a 700 credit score. Now, if you have something around a 600, 620, you could look at other subprime options like Capital One. Be advised, the Capital One Spark card is a business credit card, but it does report to your personal. So just, be advised and know what you're signing up for before you actually get out there and start applying. Do you have what it takes to get approved? Because the opposite effect of that is it's going to have negative effects on your account when you don't qualify. All right. So now, guys, let's flip this. Okay. Let's look at credit that's based off of your business credit quality. Now, all of the approvals here are based on how many accounts you have. And then the good news about this is also how you pay your bills on time. That is one of the most important elements of establishing your credibility in the business credit world while you're establishing your profile is how you pay your bills on time. They have something called days beyond term. So when you're getting accounts that actually report to the business credit agencies and you pay those on time, you pay those early, then that's all you really got to do to get these good scores, guys. It's super easy. Check out some of these approvals that I got from Home Depot, Branded Apparel, Shell, Even Way. A lot of approvals are based on how many accounts that you have reporting on your business credit reports. Okay, so the more accounts that you can add, the more that you can reflect that you're paying your bills on time, you're an established business, then the more credible that makes you look, right? So the more tiers that you'll be able to get qualified and approved for. So let's dive into what is this tiering system? Because you're probably like, Dominique, what the hell are you talking about? What is this tiering system? And I get this question a lot, y'all. Well, this is basically, the steps, right? It's like the levels that you have to take to get to the next step, basically. So they're basically saying, okay, these initial creditors, these vendors, they require 3 accounts, okay? And then at the next level up, these are going to be the ones that will require 6 accounts. And then beyond that, they're going to be 9 accounts, right? So you don't want to be applying for the credit issuers and the vendors that require 6 accounts. If they require that and you don't have it, hey, you're just really wasting your time and you're essentially beating a dead horse here, right? Now, as long as you are applying for the ones that you do qualify for, you have hit that tier, you've got 3 credit lines established, 3 trade lines, also called trade lines, you've got 3 trade lines established, also called payment experiences, then you're well on your way to getting up to that 6, to that 9, to that 14 accounts, which is where you want to be, because when you have 14 accounts, then you can qualify for vehicle financing and you can qualify for a lot of financing without having to use a personal credit check or a personal guarantee. So do a little bit of research, watch these courses, follow our YouTube channel because we give you a lot of free courses, a lot of free training. Check out our blog where we talk about all of the tiering systems. We even give you some examples of vendors and accounts that you can apply for because you want to stop using your personal credit, guys, especially like if you're in a relationship and you're using your personal credit to fund, at some point your partner is going to be like, dude, what are you doing? Right? So guys, you want to make sure that you're leveraging yourself in this situation because you can get business credit because we are going to be helping you. We are literally plugged in with the system, helping founders and entrepreneurs establish a solid foundation because it's super easy for you guys to apply this system and there is so much money out there available for you. So you got to stop sitting around, man. It's literally just figuring out the steps, the cheat code, and just following through with it, okay? But you got to establish your credibility, establish a solid foundation because that's exactly what's going to get you to where you're trying to be. Now, that's what you're going to be doing to get your business credit approvals. This is literally the key, okay? I just gave it to you. That's the key for getting business credit approvals. It's super simple. Don't apply too early in this process, okay? And you can't apply for credit that you don't qualify for. And, it sounds simple, but hey guys, sometimes we don't necessarily know what they're looking for when we're doing it on our own. But just remember when you're moving throughout this process to also be realistic. And the great news is all you needed to do to continue to build your business credit is build up more accounts. The accounts that you have, make sure that they're reporting to the business credit reporting agencies. That way it's building up your profile and helping you establish that really solid, robust business credit quality. Now, this is bringing me to the second part of this process. You guys know exactly what you need to do to determine which accounts you should be looking at, right? If they're going to be looking at your personal or if they're going to be looking at your business. We just went through that, right? So now let's talk about what the lenders are really going to be looking at before you even get to that step, right? They're going to be looking at your credibility, your foundation, how solid is it, right? They basically have a secret set of standards that they have to abide by, right? These regulations that they use to determine. It's not me, it's not your banker either, so don't get mad at your banker, y'all, all right? I've had some conversations with some of y'all and y'all are pissed, okay, with your banker. It's not them, all right? Let Jim off the hook, okay? They literally have regulations that they have to follow. So, take a deep breath. It's okay. We're going to get you there. All right. So they have these standards that they have to abide by that are going to determine if you're approved or denied. Okay. And this starts at the very beginning of the process because there's a multitude of factors that determine if they're going to approve you. And even then, if they approve you, for how much, the rates, the terms, and all of those things which you qualify for, that goes into the underwriting process, okay? And our program really helps business owners build business credit. But the most important factor of all this, guys, literally the most important factor of this, is establishing your credibility and building that solid foundation. This is basically how your business is structured. More than half of denials are happening because you're not meeting the basic requirements that they have. I'll give you an example. We had a plumbing company that we were working with that we got approved for a $200,000 factoring line, or a $30,000, it was a $34,000 short-term offer, right, from an MCA. And the reason why he ran in, so we got him the approval for the 200,000. At the very end, right before we were going to get funded, the lender was not able to fund because there was an issue with the address. It had not been updated with the Secretary of State, and there was another issue with the lien as well. So guys, these are things that you need to be aware of, but sometimes a lot of businesses, they just don't know, right? So sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. But the best thing is now you have DFX as a resource to help guide you through this. You are not alone, okay? How your business is structured, do you meet the requirements that they have of what you're applying for? If you meet these, guys, you're already knocking out over half of the denials, okay, with credit cards. When, you know, the first part of this strategy is literally determining whether you're going to be looking at personal credit cards or business credit cards, okay, what is going to be the use? What are you going to be using them for, the purpose? This is how you're going to easily knock out all those denials, okay? So let's look at some of the basic foundational pieces that they're looking at when it comes to your application. So do you have an entity set up? Do you have an LLC or a corporation set up? Do you have an EIN? Okay, you need to have an EIN if you're going to be going through this process. And you want to have an LLC or a corporation because that's what they prefer. Now, I know some of you out there have sole props, but I got to be real with you, okay? That's why you're here on this channel, right? Banks, lenders, credit issuers are not lending to sole props. That's just the way it is. Sorry, guys, I told you I don't make the rules, but they're not doing it, all right? So if you have a sole prop, don't worry, no problem. All you got to do is just amend it to an LLC or a corporation. But yes, you also need your EIN, and guys, you need a separate bank account. I actually had a phone conversation with a client not too long ago, and I was telling them they needed a separate bank account, and they said they weren't really worried about it, which is fine, guys. You don't have to be worried about it, but just know what you're seeking, and which is financing, right, down the road, is not going to be available to you because you need a business bank account. So if you're depositing into your personal account, if you're using Venmo, if you're using Cash App, if you're using Zelle, and you're not depositing into a business bank account, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage and you're really only stalling out the process. Let's say, for example, you've been in business since 2021 and you don't have a business bank account. When you finally go and get one in 2023, it's basically like starting from there, even if you've been generating revenue before. Also, you want to have your license, guys. Make sure that you got this in order. You also want to be getting a separate address, okay? You don't want to have your home address as your business. Also, think about it like this for all my female entrepreneurs up there. This is public information. So do you really want to put your home address out there on public record so anybody can just show up, right? So make sure you have a physical address. Banks are actually looking, our underwriters are actually looking to see your address, where you're located. And you want to have a business phone number. Don't be using your cell phone. And it does pop up in the underwriting process. It shows up if you have AT&T, if you have T-Mobile. So we are verifying, they are verifying if you have a business phone number. Now, you need to make sure everything is matching across the board, okay, you guys? I know you may be thinking it's matching, but I'll give you a story. I check my stuff all the time. I pulled my Experian not too long ago and it had the wrong address on there. But how did I fix this? All you got to do is reach out to Experian Disputes. If you guys need help with this, send me a DM and I'll go ahead and send you the step-by-step process on how I did this. But all it took me less than a week. They got back to me really quickly and they updated my address. So make sure everything is matching across the board. This needs to be matching with the Secretary of State, with the IRS, with your application. Everything needs to be matching. We've even had situations where we've had denials because there was one letter missing and it didn't match on the bank account. So everything needs to be matching. Also, your website, you need a professional website. Don't be using Facebook, okay? Do not use scheduling link sites. Don't use beacons, don't use Linktree. Keep those. Those are great, but don't have it be your dominant landing page, and make sure that it actually matches what you do. It matches your industry. One time we had a trucking company that was actually had a website that appeared to be a staffing company. So guys, you need to be checking and verifying. Now, I absolutely love and recommend GoDaddy. That leads me to my next thing that you want to have, which is a professional email address. GoDaddy actually provides you with professional email address when you set up your account. Me personally, I need to talk to a human, okay? I know that we're in 2024, but I can't fucking stand when I call somebody and you can't get a human on the phone. It is so fucking frustrating. So that is one of the main things that I love about GoDaddy. You can always reach somebody, they can always reach their customer service, they can walk you through the whole thing. You get a professional email address, you have a professional website, you can take payments through there when you're setting up your merchant processor, which is a bonus that is not on here, guys. If you do these things, then you have a strong foundation. And then if you move forward and you're looking at the types of credit that you're applying for, whether that's consumer, your personal, or whether that's going to be business credit cards, then you know which type of credit that it's going to be based off of. Is it going to be your personal credit quality based or business credit quality based? And then you know which ones to apply for. You can eliminate their denials, and then you can get yourself a lot more approvals. Now, look, if you need help along the way, then there's two things that you absolutely need to do. First, you want to claim your step-by-step business credit building guide. You want to download that right away so you can get started. You can download that at financeguide.dominofxgroup.com. The second thing is you want to talk to us. All right, you guys, you want to talk to us about the finance suite. You can easily talk to myself, talk to one of our coaching team, get in the coaching, get in the software. It's cheaper than you doing it on your own. It's cheaper than you doing it on your own. It takes less time, and you can utilize our advisors, utilize us. So talk to us, talk to the team more about how you can schedule time. You can do that at plan.dominofxgroup.com to get your 100% free finance assessment. Get your current blueprint and figure out exactly where you stand right now, what you qualify for, and then if you don't qualify for, what the next steps are that you need to do to get there, right? You started this business for a reason, so make sure that you are taking all of the steps that you need to do so you're not wasting all of your time online. You're actually going to be able to relax and chill with your family. You can set some time aside. You're not feeling so fucking overwhelmed, right? Like, I know exactly what that means, guys. So that is exactly what we do here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned a lot from this free course. And did you get value from this training? Because if so, you know the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, so I can continue to create a whole bunch more of free courses, free trainings, so that we can help you get more approvals, better rates, better terms, and more financing for diverse entrepreneurs. All right, you guys, so stay tuned for our next video or our next training on where we talk about all of the really cool ways that you can get more money for your business. Thanks.